Well, yes, brethren and sisters, we're gonna get into part 2 of this lesson, right? Israel, the wife of Christ, right? And like I said in part 1, it's also a breakdown of Genesis 3 verse 16, right? And in Genesis 3 verse 16, right, we cover the woman going through sorrow and pain, right, to be delivered, right? And that only in this nation immortals are going to come out of, right? That's why this nation is feeling so much pain, catching hell from all these other heathens, right? And the most I look at it as a woman in the delivery room going through a lot of pain to be delivered, right? So in Genesis 3 verse 16, let's read it one more time, right? And to the woman he said, right? And from doing precepts, we find out that this woman is talking about the nation of Israel, even though it's an actual story that happened with the serpent, Adam and Eve, right? But there's a story behind it that the Most High put there so you could use precepts to bring it out, right? So let's do this again. Genesis 3 verse 16, right? Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee, right? So the first half of that we cover in of this verse, this one verse we cover in part 1, right? We cover how this woman pain is multiplied, right? And who was bringing this woman pain, right? The same serpent seed from over here from Genesis, right? Which today are the Edomite, right? Okay. And I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception, right? So, and we go over there, there's gonna be 2 births in this nation, right? One already happened, right? And that's why it said her pain will be multiplied in her conception, right? And again, conception, the act of bringing forth, right? The giving birth, whether it's the birth of a child or the birth of a nation. In this case, we know it's talking about the nation of Israel, right? And as I said, 2 births in this nation. One already happened. Now the woman pain is multiplied, right? And yeah, in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband. That's the part we're going to go over right now, right? We're going to see what happened with this wife and this husband, right? And after she go through all this pain, how she going to desire her husband, right? And eventually her husband will rule over her, right? Okay, so let's read it one more time and let's go into the lesson. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee, right? So to go into the husband and wife part right now, just like we read in just like we did in part 1, we're gonna start in the beginning of the book and we're gonna go to the end to start the lesson, right? Because remember, everything was told to us from the beginning, right? So that's why we go here a little and there a little, right? Okay, we don't have to read it like it's a novel, right? Okay, so now we're gonna go to Revelation 19, right? Revelation 19, and we're gonna read 7 and 8 in this one right here, Revelation 19, 7 and 8. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come. And we know the Lamb is Christ, right? The marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife had made herself ready. And we know the wife, that's the nation of Israel, right? But it didn't say that his bride to be had made herself ready. It said his wife, right? So had made herself ready. So that's what we're going to go into, right? The wedding already happened from the beginning, right? And we're going to see what happened because the wife was not ready after the wedding happened, right? Okay, that's what we're going to go into right now. And to her was granted that she be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints, right? Doesn't mean everybody's going to be walking around in white. You know what it says right there? The whiteness is your righteousness, right? That's all it is. It's not a clothes, right? Righteousness of the saints, right? Okay. So we're going to go into it right now and see what happened, right? So the next one, we're going to go to the next precept. We're going to go to Isaiah 50, right? And just one verse, verse 1. Okay? Isaiah 50, verse 1. Where is the bill of your mother's divorcement? Right? Because as I said in the beginning, the marriage already take place. But the woman, which is Israel, was not ready, right? And we're going to go over where that marriage take place also, right? Where is the bill of your mother's divorcement, whom I have put away? Right? Question mark. Or to which of my creditors is it to whom I have sold you? Behold, for your iniquities ye have ye sold yourselves, and for your transgressions is your mother put away. Right? Is your mother put away? For her transgression she was put away, right? She break the wedding vows, right? So she was put away, right? So the next precept we're going to go to right now is not Isaiah, but Jeremiah 3, right? And we're going to read 1 and then jump down to 6, right? They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return to her again? Question. Well, we already know in the law, if a woman leave her husband and go sleep with just one man, he can't take her back. That's in the law, right? She cannot come back, right? But listen to this right here. Okay. They say, let's start it again. They say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not the land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers. Talking about the nation of Israel, right? So the law stated that if she just sleep with one man, she cannot come back. But the Most High said, his wife have many lovers, yet return again to me, saith the Lord, right? So the Most High is saying, even though you have many lovers, return again to me. Because remember in Isaiah it said he's not going to give his glory to another, meaning he's not going to give his name to another nation, which is Israel, right? That's his name, right? Okay, right? Let's jump down to 6. The Lord said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel had done? She had gone up on every high mountain and under every green tree, and there played the harlot, right? So high mountain, we know in prophecy, mountain mean nation, right? So every high mountain, right, meaning the nation that's ruling at the time, right? Say for instance Egypt, right? We were in Egypt serving the Egyptian gods, right? Babylon, we were in Babylon serving the Babylonian gods, right? Media Persia, we were there serving their god. In Greece, right? Kingdom of Greece, we were there serving their god. And in the kingdom of Edom, which is Rome, right, today, which continue up till this time, right? We are here serving their god. We're serving Caesar Borgia, right? Okay, a white god. Black people serving a white god, right? So I Mountain, this nation is ruling right now, right? Okay, and we're in it serving the god that look like them, right? So that's why it said we on every high mountain and under every green tree, because those two represent nation in prophecy, mountain and trees, right? We're there serving their God, right? Playing the harlot, right? Okay. And I said, verse 7, and I said, after she had done all these things, return unto me. But she returned not, and her treacherous sister Judah saw it, right? Okay. So, and we're going to show you that when the nation split, right? And Israel first get their punishment, right? We didn't learn, Judah, and they go on to do even worse than Israel, right? Okay. Right? Verse 8, and I saw when for all this cause whereby backsliding Israel commit adultery, and I put her away and give her a bill of divorce, right? Because as I said before, the marriage already happened in the beginning, right? So Israel got a bill of divorce, right? Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also, right? So these two kingdoms out of this one nation, both kingdom play the harlot, meaning we go after other gods instead of worshiping the one true and living God, right? Now let's go to Jeremiah 31, right? Jeremiah 31. Okay, and we're going to start at verse 31. Jeremiah 31, verse 31, right? Okay. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. See who the new covenant is coming for? It's not coming for the Chinese man, it's not coming for the white man, not coming for the Arab man. Only with the house of Judah and with the house of Israel, right? According to the covenant that, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the days when I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, right? Which my covenant they break, right? So we break the covenant as we cover in part 1. The first covenant, we were destined to break that covenant. It was already written in stone that we're going to break that covenant and we're going to go into captivity, right? That's why Paul was saying in Galatians 4 that it gendered to bondage. We eventually we're going to break that covenant and go into bondage, right? Okay. Although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. We break the covenant even though he was an husband for this nation, meaning he was the one giving this nation everything this nation have, right? Okay, we didn't go there and get it on our own. He was the one who gave us everything, right? And we're going to cover that too, right? So the next precept I want to go to is Hosea. Okay. So this nation get a divorcement, right? So we're going to go into what happened and why the Mosai divorced this nation, right? And as we see from the top up here, he's going to make a new covenant or a new wedding vow, right? So it wasn't permanent, right? The divorcement, because he said if we change, as we see up here, we can return, right? Okay. Okay, but when we return, we have to go back and make those wedding vows again, meaning we have to go and sign a new contract with the Most High, right? Okay, so let's go to Hosea 3, and we're going to read from 1, right? Hosea 3, and we're going to read from 1, right? Okay. Okay. So this is the Most High is gonna tell Hosea to do something right, cause he want to feel what the Most High feel with Israel, right? Okay. So remember, we read that this woman Israel, we have many lovers, right? Okay. We're in every high mountain in every nation worshiping their gods, right? So Hosea 3 verse 1, right? Then said the Lord unto me, go yet, love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress. So the Most High is telling Hosea, hey, I want you to go get a woman, go get a wife, but not just any wife. Go get a woman that's an adulteress, meaning go get a woman that you know is out there sleeping around, right? Okay, according to the love of the Lord towards the children of Israel, right? So the Most High saying he love Israel, but Israel love other gods, right? Okay, who look to other gods, that's the nation of Israel, and love flagons of wine, right? I mean, love every doctrine that's out there, right? What's a new one coming up right now that I see them jumping on Egyptologists, right? Where the black woman is God. We love every doctrine out there. Flagons of wine. Just love to drink, right? All right. So I bought her unto me for 15 pieces of silver, right? That's Hosea. And for an omer of barley and an half omer of barley, right? So remember, she's, she liked to sleep around. So obviously she was doing it for a price, for a reward, right? So Hosea said, I give her this to be with me, right? Okay, 3. And I said unto her, thou shalt abide many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot, and thou shalt not be for another man. So will I be for thee. So this is what the Most High tell Hosea to do, right? Go get a woman who's not just any woman. A woman is out there sleeping around, right? And you give her everything, right? Then tell her, I'm going to a far country. Stay here and don't be with no other man. And when I go out there, I'm not going to be with no other woman. And see what happened. What do you think what's going to happen right here? Right? But the Most High is doing this to show the prophet how we feel about Israel, right? Okay. So what do you think? This woman abide by herself many days? Okay, we already gonna know what that. So that's Israel right there, right? So now we're gonna go to Ezekiel, right? And we're gonna read this story right here, what happened with Hosea and this woman in a parable form, but this is Israel and the Most High, right? So we're gonna go, we're gonna go to Ezekiel, right? Ezekiel 16, and we're going to read from 1. Okay, Ezekiel 16, and we're going to read from 1. Again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations, right? And say, Thus say the Lord God, unto Jerusalem, thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan, right? That's the grandson of Ham, right? The land of Canaan is in northeast Africa, right? Thy father was an Amorite, and thy mother was an Hittite. All that's saying right there, before we even learn the ways of the Most High, we were learning the ways of these other nations right here, right? I'm going to show that to you too, right? That's all we were getting teaching from these people, right? Okay. And as for thy nativity, in the day when thou was born, right? And this, thy navel was not cut, right? And we know from reading, right? This nation was born in Egypt, inside of another nation, right? But right here it said, when we were born, right? We become a nation in Egypt. When we were born, our navel was not cut, right? Meaning, even though we were a nation in Egypt inside of another nation, we were dependent. There's one nation dependent on another nation, right? Okay, we were dependent on the Egyptians, right? That's why we go work for them, right? They have us in bondage, right? Neither was thou washed with water, right? And we know that water is this word, right? To supple thee. Thou wast not salted at all, nor swaddled at all. None I pity thee to do any of these unto thee, to have compassion on thee. But thou wast cast out in the open field. Yes, and we were slave, right? To the loading of thy person. And yes, in ancient Egypt, even though it was another black race, they hate us too there, just like how they hate us here, right? Just want us to work, and they hate us, right? Okay, in the day when thou was born. So yeah, when we were born, when we become a nation in Egypt, we were a slave to another nation, right? Okay. And when I passed by thee, I saw thee polluted in thine own blood. I said unto thee when thou was in thy blood, live. Yea, I said unto thee when thou was in thy blood, live. Right? Verse 7. I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field, and thou wast increased and waxen great, and thou art come to excellent ornaments, right? Thy breasts are grown. So the Most High said, this woman, she look ready right now, right? Ready for the marriage. The breast is grown, right? And thy hair is grown. So everything is grown, right? Whereas thou was naked and bare, meaning naked right here, you could say it's slavery to naked and bare, right? We didn't have anything, right? Okay. The woman is fully grown, but she have nothing, right? She was just out in the field working, meaning when this woman come to full maturity, somebody was already taking advantage of her, right? Okay. And remember from part 1, the Most High used similitude, right? So just read this and look at it right now. If there's got to be somebody, either this happened to them or they know someone this happened to, right? I mean, this happened all throughout history, so we're familiar with a story like this. Just listen, right? We were naked and bare, so this woman have nothing, right? So just think about it as a woman in the ghetto that's everybody's taking advantage of, right? Okay, remember the story with Hosea, right? Okay. Now when I passed by thee, I looked upon thee, and behold, it was the time of love, meaning this woman was ready right now, full-blown nation, time of love right now. And I spread my skirt over thee, right? And cover thy nakedness, right? Okay, so cover this woman's shame, right? Okay. Yea, I swear unto thee and enter into a covenant with thee, saith the Lord God, and thou becamest mine. And so take this woman out of Egypt, right, where she was being abused. Enter into a covenant with her, okay, and that's the marriage, right? As I said, that happened from the beginning, and she became his, right? So we're gonna come back here, right? But so let's go to I think it's Exodus 19, right? To see where that marriage take place. Exodus 19, yeah, and we're gonna start from 5, right? 5 to 8, right? So this is after they came out of Egypt, right? They come out of Egypt, right? And they were in the wilderness where the marriage was, right? Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, right? For all the earth is mine. And he shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation, right? A separated nation, separated from everybody else, right? These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their face all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord has spoken, we will do. So this is where the marriage take place, the I do's, right? We will do, right? That's the whole nation saying the I do right there. And Moses returned the word of the people unto the Lord, right? So the marriage happened in the beginning, right? So this is what we're reading right now in a parable for. Let's go back to Ezekiel 16, right? Ezekiel 16, right? Okay, let's read 8 again. And when I passed by thee, I looked upon thee, and behold, thy time was the time of love, right? So this woman is ready, right? As we said, breast grown, hair grown, everything is grown, right? Okay. And I spread my skirt over thee and covered thy nakedness. I swear unto thee, that's in the marriage, right? And enter into a covenant with thee, saith the Lord, and thou becamest mine, right? Okay, so that nation right there belongs to the Most High. Not every nation, the nation of Israel, right? Let's continue. Then wash I thee with water, right? And that, as I said before, that's the word, right? Okay, that's the word we're reading right now. Then wash I thee with water, yea, I thoroughly wash away thy blood from thee, right? And I anoint thee with oil, right? I clothe thee also with broidered work. So not only did the Most High go get this woman, right, that everybody's abusing, using and abusing, right? He cleaned her up. Now he's putting the best clothes on her, right? Okay, right? I clothe thee with broidered work, and shod thee with badger skin, and I girt thee about with fine gold. So giving her the best clothes, the best jewelry, right? And I cover thee with silk, and I deck thee with ornaments, all kinds of jewelry this woman getting, right? And I put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain upon thy neck, right? And I put a jewel on thy forehead, an earring in thine ears, and a beautiful crown upon thy head. Okay, so you see what the Most High is doing, right, with his woman, right? Making her look the best, right? Because remember, he said he's a husband to this nation, right? Okay, so making her look the best, right? Just like, you know, when you have your wife and you and your wife going out, you make sure you put, she's wearing the best to look better than every other woman out there. So this is what the Most High is doing, right? Okay. I deck thee also, 11, I deck thee also with ornaments, and I put a bracelet upon thy hand, and a chain upon thy neck, and I put a jewel upon thy forehead, and an earring in thine ear, and a beautiful crown upon thine head. Right, 13. Thus wast thou decked with gold and silver, and ornament was of fine, and thy raiment was of fine linen, and silk and broidered work. Right, thou didst eat fine flour and honey and oil, and thou wast exceedingly beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom. So the Most High take care of it. So right, so see, do you see what's going on right here? The Most High said, I give you this, I give her this, I give her this, right? Because at this time when we come out of Egypt, right, none of us was working. Other heathens used to bring us stuff, right? None of us was working, right? So the Most High is saying, I give this to you, I give this to you, right? Okay, let's continue, right? We're gonna read down to 15. Let's continue. So she prospered into a kingdom right now, right? 14. And thy renown went forth among the heathens for thy beauty. So the you okay, you dress this woman up, right? You give her everything. She have the best jewel on, the best clothes on. She's eating the best food, so she's in the best of health, right? Now you're going out with her, and heads are turning right now. That's what it mean right here when it said, thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty. So she's turning heads right now, this woman, right? Okay, remember, similitude, the Most High use similitude, right? For it was perfect, or this woman beauty, how she looked was perfect through my comeliness. Moses said, I did it, right? Which I had put upon thee, said the Lord, right? But thou didst trust in thine own beauty. So this woman now, after you do all this for her, she get kind of stuck up now. She thinks she's that plus a bag of chips right now, right? Remember, similitude. 15 right here when it said, thou didst trust in thine own beauty, right? So this woman, okay, how would you say it right now? I guess I say the word, she got stuck up right now. She thinks she's all that, right? And play the harlot, right? Because of thy renown, because, you know, she's out there turning heads, right? And pourest out her fornications on everyone that passeth by as it was. So everybody come right now, get a little piece from her, right? You do all this for this woman, and then she turn around and start playing the harlot, start sleeping around, right? So that's why the Most High say to Hosea, go get a woman, but not just any woman. Go get a woman you know is out there sleeping around, and give her some stuff, give her some food, give her some this, and said, hey, wait here for me many days. You don't go with no other man, I won't go with no other woman, right? And you think the woman wait? Well, that's Israel right there. Did we wait? No, we're in every nation serving their God, right? Okay. All right. So let's go again right now. So we see the marriage already happened, like we read in Revelation, but the woman was not ready, right? This woman don't look ready right here, right? She gotten everything, right? And still turn around and play the harlot, right? Okay. Now let's go to Ezekiel 23, right? Let's go down to 23. I'm going to go into it in another parable form right now, right? Ezekiel 23, and we're going to read 1 to 11, right? Ezekiel 23, 1 to 11. Right? Okay. The word of the Lord came again to me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughter of one mother, right? And we're going to the nation split right now, right? Two women, we're talking the house of Judah and the house of Israel, right? The daughter of one mother, meaning they come out of the same nation, right? And they committed whoredoms in Egypt, right? Because as I said before, when we're in Egypt, we're serving all them gods in Egypt, right? Okay. The Ra, the Hotep, all of them, right? Okay. They committed whoredoms in their youth, right? There were their breasts pressed, right? So the Most High is saying, hey, before I even get to this woman, you know, them gods in Egypt was already squeezing her breasts, right? Okay. And there they bruised the tats of her virginity, right? So the Most High is saying, you know, she wasn't even a virgin when I get her, right? She was in bed in Egypt with all them gods, right? Remember, similitude, right? Okay. And the name of them were Ahala, right? The elder, right? And that would be the northern kingdom, right? And Aholibah, her sister, right? That would be Judah. And they were mine. And they bear sons and daughters. Thus were their names. Samaria is Ahala. There we go, right? And that's the northern kingdom, right? And Jerusalem or Judah, which is Aholibah, right? Okay. And Ahala played the harlot when she was mine, and she doted upon her lover, the Assyrians, her neighbor. And okay, she doted, right? You know what that said? She didn't do any kind of investigation, right? And this means no floor play right here. She just jumped on it. She just dotted upon it, right? The Assyrians, right? Her lovers, which were clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, and all them that were the chosen men of Assyria, right? All the gods, right? So we need to understand something, right? Because in part one, I said, you know, you go back and you familiarize yourself with history, right? See, in ancient times, right, all the way up to the Roman Empire, every nation have their own god, right? Only Israel, the nation of Israel, have the Most High as their God, right? It wasn't one God for everybody, one white God for everybody. That's not how it was, right? So, and back then, nations have many gods. They got a God for everything, right? And you get to choose which one you want to serve, right? Okay? So when he said all of them chose men, it's talking about all the gods that were in Assyria, right? So they were worshiping all the gods in Assyria, right? Let's continue. Okay. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria, and with all of whom she doted. So she jumped on all the gods in Assyria, right? And as I said before, in those nations, there were many gods, but even people in those nations didn't worship all the gods. They have their favorite gods they worship, right? But it said Israel jumped on all of them, right? The northern kingdom, right? And with all whom she doted, right? With all their idols she defiled herself. So all the idols of Assyria, the northern kingdom, defiled themselves, right? Okay. Neither left her whoredoms brought from Egypt, right? And we know the golden calf they make in the wilderness, right? It didn't say a calf, it said calves, right? And as I said, when you go in history, it's two calves, right? And that's from Egypt by way of ancient Babylon before Egypt. I'm talking about Nimrod and Semiramis, which those two golden calf represent, right? So she brought her whoredom from Egypt, and they make two golden calves up in Assyria when you go into the book of Kings, right? Okay. For in her youth they lay with her. These are the Egyptian god, right? They take advantage of her in Egypt, right? And they bruise the breast of her virginity. So her virginity was taken, as I mentioned before, her virginity, this nation, right, was taken in Egypt, right? Before the Most High come and get us, we were worshiping all the gods in Egypt, right? And poured their whoredoms upon her in Egypt, right? Therefore I have delivered her into the hands of her lovers, right? That's why the northern kingdom, the Assyrian, take them captives, right? So Moses said, okay, I'm going to deliver you into the hands of your lovers, right? Because remember, this woman is married, right? So if she's out there sleeping around, those are her lovers, not her husband, her lovers, right? So the Moses said, I'm going to deliver you into the hands of your lovers. That's why, as I mentioned before, the Assyrian take the northern kingdom captive, right? Let's continue. Into the hands of the Assyrians, there we go, upon whom she doted, right? Just jumped on their God. No foreplay, right? Okay. Verse 10, these discover her nakedness, right? They put her in captivity, take away everything she had, right? They took her sons and her daughters and slew her with the sword, and she became famous among women, for they had executed judgment upon her, right? Now listen to this. And when her sister Ahalaba, that's Judah right now, right, saw this, she was more corrupt inordinate love than she, right? So it's a Judah get worse right now. Judah see what happened to the northern kingdom, and we end up doing worse. And I'm gonna show you how we end up doing worse, the southern kingdom, right? And in her whoredoms more than her sister in her whoredom. So we get worse than them, right? Remember, Israel go up there, right? And she jumped on all of them, right? No foreplay, right? We're gonna see what Judah do right now, right? We're gonna jump down to 17, right? Verse 17, right? And the Babylonian came to her. This is talking about Aholibah right now, right? This is Judah we're talking about right now, okay? Into the bed of love, and they defile her, and with their whoredoms, right? And she was polluted with them, and her mind was alienated from them, right? And she discovered her whoredoms and discovered her nakedness, and my mind was alienated from her, like as my mind was alienated from her sister. So, you know, I'm gonna put Judah away too, not just Israel, right? Okay. Yet she multiplied her whoredoms. So we're getting worse right now, in calling to remembrance the days of her youth, like what we were doing in Egypt. Remember, we were in bed with all the gods of Egypt, right? Wherein she played the harlot, right? In the land of Egypt, all them gods in Egypt, right? Go dig them up out the ground right now. All them statue gods in Egypt, we were worshiping them, right? Now check how bad Judah get right now, right? See, Israel just jumped on everything. You know, as we read, anyone pass by, get a little piece. Just jumped on it, right? Okay. Now listen to Judah right now, right? For she doted upon the paramours, right, whose flesh is as the flesh of asses, right? No upgrade right now. Let's read that again. Okay. Verse 20. For she doted upon the paramours, for she doted upon their paramours, whose flesh is as the flesh of asses, and whose issue is like the issue of horses. Remember, Moses used similitude. Now think about it. Judah get worse right now, right? So think about a girl out there who's very promiscuous, right? After a while, from just sleeping around with all kinds of guy, the regular guy's not gonna do anything for her, right? So Judah, she got so worse, she's out there hunting for these gods that are hang like horses, and these gods who have the issue like horses. You guys see what's going on? Yes, this is in the Bible. This is how bad Judah get. Let's read it one more time. It's right there. Ezekiel 23 verse 20, right? Not making this up. Judah, right? When you could tell from up here, from where is it, from 17, right here, right? Okay. 20. For she doted upon their paramours, right? Okay. Whose flesh is as the flesh of asses, right? And whose issue is like the issue of horses, right? Okay. So that's how bad Judah get, right? Remember, Israel, she just jumped on all their gods. No foreplay, no nothing, right? Anybody pass by, get a little piece. Judah is out there hunting for these gods that are hang like horses, right? That's how bad we get. Anyways, let's move on, right? Now we're going to go to Lamentation, right? Lamentation, because this woman, for these kind of whoredom, she was put away, right? The marriage already happened, as we read in Revelation. She was not ready. We're gonna, okay, right? She was not ready, right? In Revelation, it said the wife had made herself ready at that time, right? Okay. So now we're gonna go to Lamentation, right? Lamentation 1, and we're just gonna read from verse 1 down to 3, right? Okay. How doeth the city sit solitary, that was full of people, right? How is she become a widow, right? Because the Most High divorced this woman, right? How did she become a widow, right? She that was great among the nations, right? Remember, we have all nations, we have all them nations, them heathen nations turning heads, right? Right? When we were ruling, right? And princes among, what happened? What happened here? Okay. I don't know what happened. Where are we? That's not where I want to be. This is where I want to be. Okay. Let's start that over again. I don't know what happened. It just switched upon me. Right. How do it the city sit solitary, that was full of people? And how is she become a widow, she that was strong among the nations, and princes among the province, right? How is she become a tributary, right? So the Most High was giving us everything, right? We have no need of anything, right? Now we're here. How the hell we get into this position when we're here, just like how we was in Egypt, paying tax to another nation, right? Paying them tributaries, right? She weepeth sore in the night, this woman, right? And her tears are upon her cheeks, right? Because I'm going to show you that all our lovers, all they do is we're going to find out that, you know, they just take advantage of us, right? Okay. Among all her lovers, right? Let's read 2 again, okay? She weepeth sore in the night, and her tears are upon her cheek among all her lovers. So everywhere we're scattered, they're abusing us, right? All our lovers, right? She none to comfort her, right? Nobody comfort us, right? When we're in slavery in Jamaica and all the miles and in America, no other nation come and help us, right? Nobody come comfort us. You know, when we build up this Western civilization, because yes, yeah, they talk proudly of it, we build it. When we finish build it, right, then all these opportunist nation come in and take advantage of us also, right? Okay. All her friends have dealt treacherously with her. Yes, every nation out there dealt treacherously with us, right? They are become her enemies. All of them are our enemies, right? Okay. You know, a famous quote for Edom is, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Okay, well, Israel, the enemy of my enemy is still my enemy, right? Okay. Judah is gone into captivity, right? And that's the only tribe that would be scattered all over the world, right? When you read prophecy, the northern kingdom only go one place and they're going to stay there till the Most High go get them. Judah was scattered all over the planet, right? Okay, 3 again. Judah is gone into captivity because of affliction and because of great servitude. So Judah was the only tribe that go into that great servitude. There we're talking the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, that's the tribe of Judah. Okay, she dwelleth among the heathens, right? Judah dwelleth among the heathens. She findeth no rest, right? All her persecutors overtake her between the strait, right? Okay, so Judah was prophesied because we did worse, right? So our punishment was worse, right? We get scattered all over the planet, right? Okay, we're the one who get to go in great servitude, right? Because we did worse than the northern kingdom, right? Okay, let's continue. Now let's go back to Ezekiel 16, right? Ezekiel 16, and we're gonna start at 36, right? Ezekiel 16, right? Start at 36, right? Thus saith the Lord God, because thy filthiness was poured out, talking about this woman, right? Okay, and thy nakedness discovered, right? So even though I buy all those nice clothes for you, you know, you're making other man lifting up your dress. Thy nakedness discovered, though thy whoredoms, through thy whoredoms with thy lovers, right? And with all the idols of thy abomination, and by the blood of thy children, which thou didst give unto them. Behold, therefore, I will gather all thy lovers, right? Okay, so all these nations out there, God's we're worshiping, okay? With whom thou hast taken pleasure, and all them that thou hast loved, with all them that thou hast aided, I will even gather them around about against thee, and will discover thy nakedness. So yes, that's where we are right now, right here, right now. Every nation taking advantage of us, right? And no matter where we are, Jamaica, we're not the Chinese down there right now. Every nation taking advantage of us, right? Okay, unto them, and they may see all thy nakedness. Yes, so all these nations are running to come lifting up this woman's skirt to take advantage of her, right? That's what it's saying right here. Remember, similitudes, right? And I will judge thee as a... Oh, come on. Why is it skipping? Let's go back, right? Okay. 38. And I will judge thee as a woman that breaketh wedlock, right? And we know in the law what happened to a woman when she break wedlock, right? She gets stoned to death, right? Okay, so that's how the Most High judging this nation right now. That's why we're among these heathens dying, as it said, right? None I pity us. Okay, nobody's coming to save us, right? Everybody cheer when we die, right? Read it again. And I will judge thee as a woman that breaketh wedlock, and shed blood are judged. So two ways we're judged, right? Okay. Criminal homicide, right? Meaning if you premeditate a murder and a woman break it wedlock, or they're judged, right? They're stoned, right? To death, right? So that's how this nation is being judged right now, right? And I will give thee blood and fury and jealousy, right? Because remember, he's a jealous God. We make him jealous by going to serve those other gods, right? No, right? So it's said in a lamentation, we get to the point when we find out that all these nations, right, are our enemies. That's where we are right now, right? So when we go back to Hosea, right, we're gonna go to Hosea 2, right? And we're gonna read from 1 to 7. Hosea 2, and we're gonna read from 1 to 7, right? Okay. Say unto your brother Ami, and to your sister Roma, plead with your mother. Plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband, right? Remember, we read that divorce happened, right? So plead with her right now, okay, to stop what she's doing. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, right? Because remember, the Most High said, even though we have many lovers, if we just change our ways, we could go back. As I said before, it's written in here also, he's not going to give his glory unto another, meaning he's not going to give his name to another nation, which is Israel, or he's not going to choose another race, right? We got to go back, right? Okay, he's not going to choose some other people. There's no spiritual Israelites, right? And then Christians make up, right? So you mean to tell me you're gonna have some spiritual Israelite, but every one of the curse written in this book physically happened to me, but there's some spiritual Israelites that none of this happened to. Okay, all right. Okay, let's continue. Okay. For she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredom out of her sight, and her adulteress from between her breasts. Right? Breasts. Right? Lest I stripped her naked and set her in the day when she was born. And I tell you, naked just means captivity in this right here. So when we were born, it was in Egypt and we're in captivity. We have nothing, right? Stripped her naked. Remember, he was the one who gave us everything, right? And make her as a wilderness, right? And set her like a dry land. And that's where we are right now, in the valley of dry bones, right? And slay her with thirst, right? And yes, at one time we didn't have the word here. I mean, we look at the Bible one time, that was a death sentence, right? In Jamaica, they outlawed the Apocrypha at one time, right? Okay, let's continue. And I will not have mercy upon her children, right? And you see that going on right now, right? For they are children of whoredoms, right? This is what it's talking about, right? Grandma was a Christian, right? And so grandma teach mama to be a Christian. Now mom teaching you to be a Christian. Children of whoredoms, right? And I'm telling you, Christianity and Muslim is the two biggest false religion on the planet, right? Right, the two biggest one. And didn't it say Judah go after the you see what I'm saying? The two biggest one. Who's in it? Judah, right? Christian and Muslim. Judah, right? 5. For their mother had played a harlot, right? She that conceived them had done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers, right? Okay, that's what we're saying right now, which what we're doing, right? That give me my bread, right? Because the Most High was giving it to us, right? Okay, and my water, and my wool, and my flax, right? Mine oil, and mine drink, okay? Therefore, behold, right? So since we say we're going to go after our lovers, that's giving us all this stuff, right? But not just really giving, we have to work for this stuff. When the Most High was giving that stuff, we didn't have to work. He just give it to us, right? All we do was just serve him and no other gods, right? But with these lovers, these other nations, we have to work to get it, right? Okay? 6. Therefore, behold, this is the Most High, I will edge up thy way with thorns, right? Okay? And thorns just mean, you know, when you're in these nations, they are the thorns, right? When you're in these nations, you're not going to feel at ease, right? Okay? You tend to get comfortable, then you start finding out how much these people hate you, right? Edge up her ways with thorn, right? And make her a wall, that she shall not find her path. And it said her path. The Most High didn't say the path that I set out for her, right? Okay. her path, right? Because what she said up here, she said she's going to go after her lovers, right? So the Most High said, okay, I'm going to hedge up your ways, right? And her path, right? And she shall follow after her lovers. There we go. But she shall not overtake them. Okay, you want to run after your lovers? I'm going to edge up your path, right? Okay, I'm going to keep showing you how much these people hate you, right? You're going to go after them, but you can't overtake them, right? You know, go after this dream and you'll never attain that dream, right? Okay? And she shall seek them, but she shall not find them. Moshe said he's going to edge up our way, right? So edge up your way, the path you want to go, meaning I'm going to direct you in the path I want you to go. So eventually we're going to have to go back to him, because remember, he's not going to give, right, his name or his glory to another nation, right? Okay? Then she shall say, when all this happen, right, when we find out that all our lovers are really our enemies, right, then she shall say, right, okay, I will go and return to my first husband, right? That's the nation right now, okay? I will go and return to my first husband, for then it was better with me than now. And when you read in the book, it was, right? Even when Solomon was ruling, it, you know, silver was like dirt to us, right? It was better for us than now. We didn't have to work for anything, right? We were just a nation just there, just keep getting rich, because other nation used to bring us stuff, just keep getting rich, right? Now we already are working for all those nations, making them rich, right? So yes, this woman find out it was better then than it is now, right? Okay? So when you go back to Revelation, right? Revelation 19 verse 7, right? It said, let us be glad and rejoice, right? And give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come. Or the not really a marriage, but it's a renewal of vows right now, right? Because he said he's going to make a new covenant, right? It's not really new. It's just he's going to do it again, and all that was written in the law, we're going to have to do it, right? And his wife had made herself ready. So now the wife is ready. When we find out that all these nations out here are really just here to take advantage of us, and none of them like us, right? So, okay, fine. We're going to go serve our God right now, right? And he's going to come back and put all you nation in captivity to us. All you nation will be slave for us. It was better for us then, right? We didn't have to work, and we were the ones getting rich, right? Now, we're the one doing all the work, and everybody else getting rich. Of course, it was better then than now, right? Okay. So when we go back, so in Genesis 3 verse 16, right? Genesis 3 verse 16, right? So, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, right? Okay. So now this woman desire her husband. I'm going to go back to my husband after we catch hell from all these other heathens, right? When we go through all the sorrow and all this pain, like we cover in part 1 of this lesson, right? And it said, after the desire, after this woman desire her husband, then her husband eventually will rule over her, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to go into right now, right? So we're going to go to Ezekiel 20, right? Ezekiel 20. Ezekiel 20, and we're going to start from 33, right? Ezekiel 20 verse 33. As I live, saith the Lord God, surely with a mighty hand and with stretched out arm and with fury pour out, I will rule over you. And remember, he said he's going to judge us like how a woman break it wedlock, right? So few report out on us, right? Okay. Eventually, and he's going to edge up our ways, right? So with mighty and stretched out, that's talking against Israel, and few report out, he is going to rule over us. Eventually, we're going to get to the point and say, you know what, we're just going to obey our God, right? Okay? Right? And as I said, that's the point we are right now, to saying it was better for us then than how it is now. Okay? Let's start that again. As I live, saith the Lord God, surely with a mighty hand and with fury poured mighty hand and with stretched out arm and with fury poured out, I will rule over you, and I will bring you out from among the people. Right? That's where his fury is poured on us, when we're scattered among them, right? And will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered, with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out, right? So his fury is only on us at this time, right? But they're not going to let us go. So his fury, when we start obeying, as we see happening right now, it start to pour out on them. You see the plague start going on them right now. Okay? And I will bring you into the wilderness, because we're not going straight to the land, right? We're going back to the place where the first marriage happened, which is in the wilderness, right? Of the people. And there will I plead with you face to face. It's not going to be Moses talking to us this time. It's going to be him talking to us this time, right? Okay, Moses is not going up into the mountain, get instruction to come down. He's going to be right there in the wilderness with us, right? No other nation there, just Israel, right there with us, face to face, right? Like as I plead with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, say the Lord. And I will cause you to pass under the rod. Yes, not because we go back, we get out of this nation, it's going to be okay, right? Some of us are still going to want to disobey. That's why we're going to pass under the rod. Some of us is going to get an ass whooping in the wilderness, right? Just like last time, right? Okay, so there'll be a lot of killing in the wilderness, right? You don't want to obey, you come back new, start all over again, right? Okay, can't bend a tree when it's old. I'm talking when some of us are grown up, go back there, right? Can't bend a tree when it's grown, so you got to come back and start over, right? And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant, right? That wedding bond again. I'm going to bring you into that bond again, right? And this time we are not going to break it, right? Okay. New Jerusalem right here. The one that come down from God, meaning at this time we will be all immortals, right? When we get out of that wilderness, only immortals, because that land is going to be cleared out. Okay. When it crack this dome, the firmament, and come down, right? Everybody over there in prophecy, everybody over there in that land dead, right? That's how the land is cleansed, right? It's gonna land. It's not a big shower of rain come down and wash away dirt. Our land is cleansed is through blood, right? All right. They call it today this time ethnic cleansing, right? So that's how it's gonna happen. It's gonna say he's gonna clean that land once more, and that's it. You'll never clean it again, because after that no other heathens going up in that land, right? Okay. 38. And I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me. So after some of us go back, some of us gonna want to disobey. It's saying so right here, when he's right there with us. Some of us still want to disobey, right? Okay, so the covenant is not like it would as it said, not going to be like the first one. When we leave the wilderness, okay, we will understand, right? And when we go into the land, we will be immortal, right? Okay, so it's like a schooling in the wilderness. When you graduate going into the land, you're immortal, right? Okay. I will bring them forth out of the countries where they sojourn, right? And they shall not enter into the land of Israel. We're going to go to the wilderness, right? And they shall know that I am the Lord, right? Okay? Right? So that's how he's going to rule over us, right? When we made ourselves ready, then and we desire him, right? Because from the oppression of these nations, then he will rule over us, right? Now the last one we're going to go to is Hosea, right? Hosea, and we're going to go 14, Hosea 2, right? And we're going to go to 14, right? Okay, Hosea 2 verse 14, right? Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness, right? This woman, right? This woman is not going to Israel. She is going to the wilderness, right? I'm going to allure her and bring her into the wilderness, right? And speak comfortably unto her, right? Okay. And I will give her vineyards from thence, right? After we get the understanding of the law and start obeying the law, then we go into the land, right? Then we'll get everything back even better than how it was, right? I will give her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Acre for a door of hope, and she shall sing there as in the days of her youth. Like, yeah, when we first come out of Egypt, right? And the Mosai drowned all them Egyptian in that sea, right? And the woman, it said all the women start dancing and beating tambourine and singing and dancing, right? And black people and a bunch of women is over there dancing. What do you think the man's gonna do? We're gonna go dance too. So we're gonna sing and dance again, right? Say nothing about no walls in here. We're gonna sing and dance, and black people dance, right? Okay, right? Where am I? Okay, and as in the days when she came up out of the land of Egypt, there we go, right? And it shall be at that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me Ishi, right? That word is husband, right? We have at that time right there, we will have no other God, no more white Jesus, no more rock, okay, no more crucifix, right? Because it wasn't a cross. The Bible said they hang him on a tree, right? Okay, it was a lynching, right? Like the prophet Isaiah said, it's not in the lesson, but you know what? I'll do a lesson on it, right? What happened to us happened to Christ. He said, him and the children that the Most High give him are for a sign in Israel. So they're here lynching us. They lynched Christ too. They didn't put him on no cross. The Bible said he was hanged on a tree, right? Okay, let's continue this, right? "16, and it shall be at that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me Ishi." I said, well, that's husband. We're going to call him husband right now, right? "And shalt call me no more Baali," right? That's Lord. That's how you see all these lords right here in the book. The heathens put them in there, right? Okay, that just means Lord. And Baal right there, I'm gonna do a lesson on that too. That's from ancient Babylon, the Babylon before Egypt, not Nebuchadnezzar Babylon, but Nimrod Babylon. That's Nimrod name right there, Baal, right? Okay. That was one of the name of the calf they were worshiping in the wilderness and up in Samaria, Baal, right? Okay. For I will take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth, and they shall no more remember their names. Oh my goodness, no more white Jesus. Okay. And in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field. Wait. We need to understand that part right there, right? So, as we read in Roman, all the covenant was only made with Israel. So when the Most High make this covenant with the beasts of the field, right? That's why I said there's not gonna be no more fear upon us. Meaning, I could go into a den of hungry lion and just sit down, and they wouldn't even look at me, right? Now let one of them, he at this time when Christ is here, cause a lot of people did say, because it said there will be no more debt. It said there will be no more debt in my holy mountain, right? Meaning, as I said, Israelites would be the only immortals on this planet, right? Okay. So the covenant with the beasts of the field, that's when we're immortal. I mean, you know, you go swim with the crocodiles, swim with the alligators, nothing's gonna eat you. You're immortal, right? But let someone from another nation dive into that pool with the crocodile because they see you do it. They're gonna eat them up, right? So the Most High is saying right there, okay, where is it? We're gonna read it again. 18, in that day I will make a covenant with them, the Israelites it's talking about, with the beasts of the field, with the fowls of the heaven, and with the creeping thing of the ground, and I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth. Yes, okay. Who would want to fight? Okay, who want to fight the immortals? Who want to fight? Okay, at this time I'm talking. What country out there want to fight a nation of immortals? A whole nation of immortals. As the Bible said, it will be a slaughter. It won't even be a fight. It will be a slaughter, right? So no more war in the earth, right? Okay, this nation is not going to go attack that nation, right? The immortals are not going to allow it, right? Okay. Where am I? Okay. And I will make them to lie down safely. That's talking the Israelite. We will lie down safely, as I said. I go into a den of hungry lions and just lie down and chill, right? And I will betroth thee unto me forever, right? So forever, right? We're immortals, right? Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness, in judgment, right? And in loving kindness and in mercies, right? I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know the Lord, right? Okay, no more street preaching, no more YouTube videos. Every one of us know him, right? Nobody have to be making videos to wake up our people. We will all know him, right? Okay, and it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith the Lord, I will hear the heaven, right? And as I tell you, the temple, the one that light four square, right? That's 1,500 miles go that direction, 1,500 miles in every direction, and 1,500 miles up, right? That's the bridge to heaven, to up there. And that's why only Israelites will go into that temple, right? Or in that city. That connect the heaven to the earth, right? You see it right here, okay? I will hear, say the Lord, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth. Connection right there, and that's the temple that go 1,500 miles up into space, right? Go read it in Revelation, right? It's there, right? That's the New Jerusalem, right? That would be the mother of us all, the mother of immortals, right? That's what it's talking about, right? And they shall hear the earth. So the heaven will hear the earth, and the earth will hear the heaven, right? Okay. No separation right now at this time, right? When we go back and we are immortals, right? Okay. True sons of God at this time, right? Okay. 23. And the earth shall hear the corn and the wine and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel, right? So in that time also, because we read that when the nations, they'll still be out there working, right? And they will bring up food every month, fruits and vegetable every month, right? And what they bring up is what we're going to eat for the whole year, right? Okay. So it said the earth will hear the corn and the wine, meaning when they bring up the corn, and because there's no GMO or no contamination at that time, right? So when they bring up a corn and it's in our city, it's going to stay fresh. It's not going to go bad the whole year, right? Kind of like immortal fruits too, right? Okay. Right. Okay. And in this city also, there will be no sewage system, because we won't, at this time, we're immortals, we won't produce waste, right? Okay. 23. And I will show her unto me, and I will sow her unto me in the earth, right? Okay. And meaning, even though through the temple or that building, we have access to up there, but our residence will be down here, right? Okay. I will sow her to me in the earth, and I will have mercy on her that has not obtained mercy. Nobody giving us mercy right now. Okay. And I will say unto them which were not my people, or the people that the nation that I divorced, right? Thou art my people. And they shall say, thou art my God. No more seizures Bourgier here, right? No more Allah, the rock, right? Okay. And that's it for part 2, right? Okay, and as I said, it was a breakdown of Genesis 3 verse 16, right? Even though it was actual event story that happened with Adam, Eve, and the serpent, right? But there was an allegory behind it, meaning even that story, there was a deeper story behind it, right? Okay, and not just this part, all Genesis is like that, right? All the first chapter, the first 2 chapters of Genesis is like that. It's just stories, layers of stories, right? Okay, so that will be it for the lesson, to conclude the lesson, right?
Oh, well, she loves me now. That just means I can't complain. She loves me now, and I must admit I feel the same. Listen now, early one Sunday morning, as I took up my paper and decided to read, the phone rang with a little voice saying, you might not remember me, but I had one dance with you. And ever since the night we met, I must tell you true. You danced into my life, never out of my mind. And now between me and my man, it's all over. That's what she said. And I just want us now to get closer. Ooh, baby, she loves me now. That just means I can't complain. Oh, she loves me now, and I must admit I feel the same. come out. 'Cause the way you held the woman, there was no doubt. We would have to see each other, and it would not be long before we hit it off with a love that's strong, strong, strong. So I know someone out there is hurt, but we got to get it on. It's natural that we were meant for each other.